Democrats will meet in Chicago this week for their party convention. It comes after the shakeup that put Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket, a change that's ramping up excitement for the party's chances around the country and raising hopes here in Texas. It's a long shot for Democrats to flip Texas. Republicans have won every statewide election here in the past 30 years, but one high-profile Democrat thinks this year could be different. Will Dupree reports on his claims going viral that Texas could be more competitive than ever.
Honestly, since this is my first time voting for president, it's meaningful, I guess.
The election this November is different for Caleb Brizuela. He finally gets to cast a ballot for president, and the 21-year-old says he's excited to support Kamala Harris.
Even though she may be older, she's giving us that youthful energy, and she's giving us that something we can relate to, and I think that's what people want.
He says his friends are now more engaged in the race too, and that enthusiasm could factor into how Democrats perform in Texas, according to this familiar voice.
I don't know, but I can tell you in Texas, which Barack Obama lost by 16 points in 2012, Hillary Clinton lost by 9 points in 2016, and Joe Biden only lost by 5.4% in 2020. This is really the sleeper battleground state.
That phrase, used by Beto O'Rourke, trended this week on social media. Republicans, though, question whether he's worth listening to still, since he lost 2 statewide races. And as James Henson with the Texas Politics Project points out,
this has been the dog that hasn't barked for a long time.
He says more would have to happen for Texas to become a true battleground.
Whether we've crossed the threshold that will attract effort, volunteers, enthusiasm, and maybe most importantly, money, I think is still a little bit of an open question.
The race is now much more competitive than it was a month ago.
While that may be true, Travis County Republican Chairman Matt Makoviak expects Texas not to be in the small mix of states that will ultimately decide who sits in the White House.
And in the end, it might even be more simple than that. Whoever wins Pennsylvania will likely be the next president of the United States.
Will Dupree, State of Texas.
A poll released last week shows that the Harris campaign may be making headway in Texas. The poll is from the group ActiveVote. It surveys voters using a free app that people can download. Using that method, ActiveVote polled 400 likely Texas voters between June 25th and July 18th. That was before President Biden ended his re-election campaign, and the results showed Donald Trump leading by just under 9 percentage points. That's comparable to other polls in that same time period. After Harris got in the race, ActiveVote did a new poll, same size, 400 likely voters, but a shorter time frame. This one covered just 2 weeks, ending on August 13th. The results showed a gain for Democrats, but that still gives Trump a 6.5-point lead over Harris. The margin of error in both polls is 4.9%. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle, and we'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.